Have you ever had a friend in your childhood who was your entire world? A person who understood you without words, who was your partner in every adventure, your keeper of every secret. These first friendships are so pure and so strong, but what happens when you grow up, and that simple, powerful friendship starts to feel like something more? Something you cannot explain? A feeling that society tells you is wrong? This is a story about a love that was born in the innocence of childhood and the difficult path it had to walk. I would like to know your thoughts. What is the difference between family love and romantic love? Please share your feelings in the comments. My name is Eliza, and this is the story of my cousin, Leo. Leo and I were born in the same year, in the same small town. Our mothers were sisters, and our families lived on the same street. We did not just grow up together. We grew up as one. He was not just my cousin. He was the other half of my childhood. Every memory I have from when I was small has Leo in it. We learned to walk together. We learned to talk together. We had a secret world in the old garden behind my house. He was the king, and I was the queen of our imaginary kingdom. We promised each other that we would always be best friends, that we would always protect our kingdom and each other. For years, our world was simple and perfect. He was my person. When I was sad, he knew how to make me laugh. When I was scared of the dark, he would tell me stories until I fell asleep. Our families loved our connection. "Look at Eliza and Leo," they would say at family dinners. "They are like twins. Such a special bond." And it was a special bond. It was the purest, safest love I had ever known. To me, he was not my cousin. He was just Leo, and I was his Eliza. We were a team. But as we grew older, the world started to change. And our feelings started to change too. When we were teenagers, our simple, easy friendship started to feel different, more complicated. I started to notice things. I noticed the way his eyes would sparkle when he was excited about something. I noticed his shy smile. I started to feel my heart beat a little faster when he would sit next to me. These feelings were new, and they were confusing, and they scared me. The real change happened one summer at our town's annual festival. I was 15. Leo and I were walking around, eating candy and playing games, just like we always did. But this year, other girls from my school would look at him. They would whisper and giggle. One of my friends said, "Your cousin is so handsome, Eliza." I felt a strange hot feeling in my stomach. It was jealousy. It was a feeling I had no right to feel. Later that evening, I saw him talking to a girl named Sarah. He was laughing, and she was touching his arm. My heart felt like it had dropped. I wanted to walk over there and pull him away. I wanted him to be only with me. That night I could not sleep. I lay in my bed and thought about Leo. I was not thinking about my childhood friend. I was thinking about his smile, his eyes, his voice. The love I had for him, the simple, pure love of a best friend, was now mixed with something new. A secret, romantic feeling. And with that feeling came a wave of guilt and shame. He was my cousin, my family. The world told me that these feelings were wrong, forbidden. I felt so alone. I could not tell my parents. I could not tell my friends. And I could not tell Leo. Our perfect imaginary kingdom was gone, and I was left with a secret in my heart that was too big to carry and too precious to let go. Living with my secret love for Leo was like trying to hold a bird in my hands. I wanted to keep it safe, but it was always trying to escape. I was so afraid that someone would see the truth in my eyes. Our easy, happy friendship was gone. In its place was a new, awkward silence. I became quiet and careful around him. I was afraid to stand too close. I was afraid to look at him for too long. I did not want him to see the love in my eyes, but I also did not want him to see the guilt. He noticed the change in me, of course. He was Leo. He knew my heart. One afternoon, we were sitting in our old garden, our secret kingdom. But it did not feel like a kingdom anymore. It felt like a sad, forgotten place. "What is wrong, Eliza?" he asked, his voice soft. "You are so different lately. You are so quiet. Did I do something wrong? Are we not best friends anymore?" His words were full of a genuine hurt, and it broke my heart. I was hurting the person I loved most in the world. "No, Leo," I whispered, looking at the ground. "It's not you, it's me. I am just confused." Our families also noticed. At Sunday dinner, my mother asked, "Are you and Leo fighting? You two are usually talking and laughing. Now you barely look at each other." I felt my face get hot. I saw Leo look at me from across the table. His eyes were full of a sad confusion. The world we had built, a world with just the two of us, was gone. Now, the whole world felt like it was watching us, waiting for us to explain a feeling that we did not even understand ourselves. The breaking point came a few weeks later. It was the night of my 17th birthday. My family had a small party for me in our backyard. All our relatives were there. I was trying so hard to be happy, to smile and laugh. But my eyes were always searching for Leo. He gave me a birthday gift. It was a beautiful small locket, a silver heart. "So you can always keep your secrets safe," he said with a small, sad smile. His words felt so full of meaning. Later that night, after most people had left, I found him sitting alone in our old garden. He was looking at the stars. I sat down next to him. For a long time, we did not speak. The silence was full of unspoken words. Finally, I could not take it anymore. A tear rolled down my cheek. "I miss us, Leo," I whispered. "I miss the way things used to be, when everything was simple." He turned to look at me. In the soft moonlight, I could see that his eyes were also full of tears. "It's my fault," I said, my voice breaking. "I'm the one who is different." "No," he said, his voice quiet but clear. "It's not just you. I feel it too, Eliza. Everything is different. I try to think of you as just my cousin, my best friend. I try so hard, but it is impossible." He looked at me, and his eyes were full of the same secret love I felt in my own heart. "When I look at you," he whispered, "I don't just see my cousin. I see you. Just you." My heart stopped. He felt it too. I was not alone in this forbidden love. He slowly moved his hand and touched my face, his fingers gently wiping away my tear. The feeling was like electricity. It was everything I had ever dreamed of, and everything I was so afraid of. He leaned in slowly, and in the quiet of our old secret garden, he kissed me. It was a soft, gentle kiss. It was not wrong. It felt like coming home. It felt like the most right and natural thing in the world. When we pulled away, we both knew that everything had changed forever. Our secret was not just a feeling anymore. It was a real, shared thing. It was our secret. "No one can ever know," he whispered. I nodded, my heart full of a beautiful, terrible happiness. We had found each other, but we were also completely and utterly lost. Would you like to continue the story? Claro, aqui está a continuação da história de Elisa e Leo. Esta é a terceira parte. Then our secret love was a beautiful, fragile bubble. Inside our bubble, we were just Eliza and Leo. We were happy, but outside, the world was full of sharp objects, and we were always afraid the bubble would break. We became experts at hiding. We learned to speak with our eyes. A secret look across the dinner table was like a love letter. A quick, accidental touch of our hands as we walked was enough to make my heart sing for a whole day. We would steal small moments together, a few minutes alone in the garden, a late-night phone call where we would just whisper. It was exciting, and it was terrifying. Living a double life was so hard. In front of our families, we had to be the perfect cousins, the perfect best friends. But every polite conversation felt like a lie. Every time my mother would say, "It's so wonderful that you two are still so close," I would feel a sharp pain of guilt in my stomach. She was proud of our bond, our special family bond. She had no idea that her daughter was in love with her sister's son. The guilt was a constant shadow that followed our secret happiness. As we finished our last year of high school, a new, bigger problem appeared: the future. Everyone was talking about college, about leaving our small town. For us, this was a terrifying thought. How could we be apart? But it was also a small secret hope. We started to dream. We would whisper on the phone about running away together. "We could go to a big city," Leo would say. "A place where nobody knows us. We could just be Eliza and Leo, not cousins, just us." This dream was our escape. It was the beautiful, impossible future we held on to. It was our secret plan. But our bubble was destined to break, and it was my mother who broke it. She did not find a secret letter. She did not hear a secret phone call. She just knew. She was my mother. She knew my heart. One Sunday, our whole family was together for a barbecue. Leo and I were standing by the old tree in our backyard, talking. We thought no one was watching. He said something that made me laugh, and I looked at him. In that moment, I forgot to be careful. I looked at him with all the love I had in my heart. And he looked at me the same way. It was just a second. A silent, secret moment between us. But my mother saw it. I saw her face from across the garden. Her smile disappeared. And in its place was a look of confusion, then fear, then a terrible, sad understanding. That night, she came into my room. She did not look angry. She looked heartbroken. She sat on my bed and took my hand. Her hand was cold. "Eliza," she said, her voice so quiet I could barely hear it. "I need you to be honest with me. I need you to tell me what is happening between you and Leo." I tried to lie. I said, "Nothing is happening. We are just best friends, you know that." But I could not look her in the eye. Tears started to fall from her eyes. "Please, don't lie to me," she whispered. "I am your mother. I saw the way you looked at him today. That was not the look of a cousin." I broke. I could not hold the secret anymore. I started to cry, and I told her everything. I told her about my feelings, about our kiss in the garden, about our secret love. I thought that maybe, just maybe, she would understand, but the look on her face was not understanding. It was terror. "My dear, sweet girl," she said, her voice full of pain. "Do you know what you are doing? He is your family. This is not a love story with a happy ending. This is a secret that will break our family. It will break his mother's heart. It will break everyone. This is not right. It is a love that cannot be." The words she said next were the sharpest pain I have ever felt. "You cannot see him anymore," she said. "Not alone. It has to stop, Eliza. For everyone's sake. It has to stop now." My dream of a future with Leo, our beautiful, impossible dream, was just destroyed by the person who loved me most in the world. And our secret love was now a family crisis. Would you like to continue the story? My mother's words were a wall built between me and Leo. Our world, which was once so big and full of dreams, was now a small, sad room with no windows. The secret was out, but only to our parents. And that was worse than before. Our families were not angry in a loud way. They were quiet. They were heartbroken. Dinners on Sundays became a silent, painful performance. Leo and I would sit at opposite ends of the table. We were not allowed to be alone together. We would look at each other, and our eyes would say everything we could not. I miss you. I love you. I am sorry. We were living in a nightmare. The people we loved, our family, were the same people who were keeping us apart. They were not being cruel. They were trying to protect us, to protect our family from a love they could not understand, a love they believed was wrong. But their protection felt like a prison. We knew we had to make a choice. We could not live like this, as two ghosts in our own families. One night, we met in secret. One last time. We met in our old garden, the place where our story began, and where our secret was shared. It was a cold night. Leo was waiting for me. Seeing him, so close and so far away, was the sweetest and most painful feeling. We did not cry. We were past tears. We talked about our dream, our plan to run away to a city where no one knew us. It was a beautiful dream. But now, it felt like a child's story. We could do it, I whispered. We could just leave. Leo looked at me, his eyes full of a love so deep it hurt. And what about them, Eliza? He asked, his voice quiet. What about your mother? My mother. We would break their hearts. We would break our family, forever. Can we build our happiness on their sadness? Is that our kind of love? I knew he was right. The love we had was born from family, from closeness. To choose our love, we would have to destroy the very thing that created us. And so, in the cold, quiet garden, we made the hardest decision of our lives. We decided to say goodbye. It was not a goodbye of anger. It was a goodbye of love. The deepest, most painful kind of love. The kind of love that sacrifices itself for others. I will always love you, Eliza, he whispered, holding my hand for the last time. You were the first half of my heart. I held his hand tightly. And you were mine, I said. Always be my best friend, Leo. Always, he promised. We let go of our dream, and we let go of each other. That was 10 years ago. We both left our small town for college, in different cities, far away from each other. We needed the distance to heal, to learn how to be just cousins again. It was a long and painful journey, but we did it. Today, I am a teacher. I have a good life. I have loved other people. And Leo? He is a wonderful man. He is married and has a little girl with his mother's smile. We are still in each other's lives. We are family. We talk on the phone. We see each other at Christmas. And when we look at each other now, there is no more pain. There is no more guilt. There is just a deep, quiet understanding. The romantic, burning fire of our youth is gone. But in its place is something else. A warm, steady glow. The pure, safe love of our childhood. The love of two people who will always be the other half of each other's story. Our love was a beautiful, impossible flower that could not grow in the real world. But I am so grateful that for a short time, in the secret garden of our youth, it was allowed to bloom. If this story about a difficult love touched your heart, please give this video a like. Do you believe that some loves are not meant to be? Share your thoughtful opinions in the comments below. For more emotional stories in English that will help you learn and feel, please be sure to follow our channel.